Hello, YouTube. Yeah, I'm back. One thing that I think I realized about YouTube, yes, I do have a flashlight right there to give a bit of light, is that it's like the only reason I really make videos is because it's like, hell, might as well. I mean, it couldn't hurt. That's part of what inspired me to be a YouTuber in the first place. But that's not really the subject of today's video. If you wonder what I'm eating, I got some of that delicious cheese corn that you get in those Christmas tins. Now, I've noticed a trend on Steam. Let me move the flashlight. 4-dimensional toys. Those are really cool. Let me play the video.
4D Toys is a toy box filled with 4-dimensional toys. By 4-dimensional, I mean that they exist in a world with 4 dimensions of space and 1 dimension of time, instead of 3 dimensions of space and 1 dimension of time. It turns out that the rules of how objects bounce, slide, and roll around can be generalized to higher dimensions, and this unique toy lets you experience what that would look like. So I thought I would show it to you, and in the process explain what the 4th dimension is. So here's a stack of 4D hypercubes. To us, a 4D hypercube kind of looks like a regular 3D cube sometimes, because even though these toys are 4D, our universe is only 3D, so we can only see 3 dimensions out of 4. I'll explain soon, but first I'm going to grab this hypercube and throw it. I knocked down that pile, and some of the cubes even got knocked into the 4th dimensions.
Yeah, you can kind of get the idea that it's like that this is kind of like becoming a trend. I really want this, not because it's like trendy or anything, but because it's freaking 4-dimensional toys. And it's like VR kind of stuff. Even on desktop, this will probably be really cool. Because it would give a kind of unique insight into what exactly the 4th dimension is. Because it's like, from what I understand, it's like, if you are a true 4-dimensional being and could see in 4 dimensions instead of only 3, then you'd be able to see all the sides of these objects instead of only one 3D slice of these objects. There's always a bit of water stuck on that. So it's like, the concept is really, really cool. You can kind of see why the 3D toys thing should be like a standard teaching. I mean, not 3D, but 4D toys should be like a standard teaching thing for what higher dimensions are and like what dimensions exactly are. Because Rick and Morty kind of gets it wrong by calling other universes dimensions. Because I remember that one episode, it was like, you sent him to the Blender dimension? It's like, that's not a dimension. That's more of an alternate universe that happens to consist of entirely of blenders. Now, because I mentioned Rick and Morty, I'm not like the kind that like super obsesses over like the Pickle Rick thing. I'm just kind of just one of the fans who just casually enjoys the show. And just, I don't know. But like I said, they kind of get it wrong in terms of what dimensions are. It's like, also another focus on this video is this. Made a replica of the Solar Sailor from Tron. Specifically, the one from 1982. Now, I think Disney said that the design for the Solar Sailor was actually based off of something NASA would have done. Now, I know you're probably going to be all in the comments saying, "Ugh, NASA's full of crap." But it's like, the concept is actually very, very interesting because, for one, it's a spacecraft, but it functions exactly as an ordinary sailboat does, in the fact that it travels on a kind of wind. In this case, it's the radiation being blasted away from the sun at millions of miles per hour. And that radiation is so powerful that it would be able to push a solar sailor. Now, admittedly, they did quite downsize the sails for a vehicle like this. The sails would have to be at least twice as big for it to have any noticeable thrust. That, and also in Tron, the solar sailors work quite a bit differently. Because in Tron, they ride a digital beam that goes in the front, through the body, through the sails, down through these beams, and out through the engine in the back. So basically, it's basically a futuristic monorail. To where it's just like, bzzz. But the way I did the beams is actually kind of interesting. I just got some string to string up the sails, and then what I did was I covered it in hot glue and colored it to make it look kind of like fiery looking energy. It's actually kind of cool. I would love to fly on one of these things because it's like just like a swift little ship. And it's like you see like the sails go opaque in the movie and it's just like yeah, and yeah, my uploading schedule's just there isn't really any schedule anymore because it's just whenever there's actually stuff to do videos on. Oh, one thing is this Cryptex that I made. Well, more accurately, bought and assembled. Yeah, the rings do rotate. Yeah. If you're wondering why it's so heavy, hold on, let me input the combination. See, the reason it is so heavy, I put a lot of change in here. I swear you could probably bludgeon someone to death with this thing. But yeah. I guess that's just kind of what I had to say for today. I mean, I'm pretty much doing away with any permanent schedule. Well, I hope you liked the video. So, be sure to leave a comment, subscribe if you want to, hit the little bell icon if you want to be notified of any future uploads.